transforming veterans and by being the hub to Veterans Affairs, information, resources, and referrals. And we are proudly sponsored by Attorney Steve Seidman of Seidman, Margulis, and Fairman, LLP, 20 South Clark Street, 2 First National Plaza, Suite 700, Chicago, Illinois, 60603. Toll-free number is 888-837-3275, office 312-781-1977. Also sponsored by AARP Foundation, 222 North LaSalle Street, Suite 760, Chicago, Illinois. Our office number is 312-660-8662. Also, we are sponsored by Pearls Down Home Southern Cooking at 3901 South Michigan, Chicago, Illinois. The phone number there is 877-275-5852. And in fact,
we're going there.
We're going there tonight. That's right.
Yes.
We'll be
John, America's Heroes Europe.
That's right. We'll talk about that a little later, but tonight, every Saturday.
Last Saturday of the month.
Last Saturday of the month, we go there to eat, and it's just a wonderful place.
It is.
And I'll be there, and a lot of our members, and hopefully you'll be there too. So, we want to, of course, talk about our panelists, America's Heroes Group. I'm Cliff Kelley, I'm the host. The panel members, Glenda Smith is the executive producer. Sean Claiborne is a producer. A member of our executive committee, doing a great job, is attorney Ernesto Borges. And we are pleased to have all of them with us. And we have a great guest that's going to be with us at the bottom of the hour. We'll be talking to her. But right now, we are gonna go and get a clip we have on a health crisis that has turned a Trump voter into a Democratic supporter. Listen up.
I hear it, but it's coming off the camera.
That's something we would thank CNN. Did the lady say 89 combat mission?
Yeah, sound like,
Sound like, man.
now she was close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, that's something else.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's very interesting what's going on there, and of course with these women stepping up.
Mhm.
And they certainly are stepping up now. I'll have to ask, the counselor, is, our Supreme Court justice gonna make it?
I don't think so.
You don't, you do or don't?
I do not think
Yeah,
it's going to make it.
yeah, I'm beginning, yeah, because the FBI, whom I don't trust, at least they are, announcing, enough so that, they've already contacted one of the other ladies who.
Well, Ramirez, they're going to allow them, the FBI, to investigate the Ramirez claim, but not Attorney Avenatti's client.
Yeah.
Swetnick.
Yeah.
So they've limited it in scope and time, as Jeff Flake, Senator Flake indicated. And, you know, but I think too much is going to come out. I think it's a movement here that is like a juggernaut that you can't stop.
I think so too.
I don't think it's going to stop, and there are too many women who are outraged
Yep.
by this, and it's time for a culture change.
And I'm sure glad of it. I love hashtag me too. Yeah, it's a great thing. I'm glad I'm older and it doesn't matter.
If I were the president, I would have him withdraw or, and then appoint a woman.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
Politically, that'd be the smart thing to do.
I agree, Councilman. Well, we want to talk about our website, and to do that, we want to.
We want to thank,
our executive producer, Glenda.
Yeah, but
mhm.
I want you to personally thank.
Oh, yes, I'll do
Please,
that. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You're welcome.
I want to thank you to Terry Odom and Lynn for their sharing their military sexual trauma with us last week.
Yeah.
You know, that people don't think of that, and it's just great. It takes a lot of nerve for somebody to come out and say the things that they said, and I'm so glad that they did it. You know, yeah. And also want to thank Director Mark McGill of the Jesse Brown VA because for partnering with us and also giving the women vets and everybody else a voice.
Yeah.
He's doing a
Women,
great
men
job. Right.
Of military sexual trauma.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and
Right.
I personally, as executive producer, want to thank the Chicagoland, along with our iHeartRadio listeners, because 22,000 of you view that Facebook Live segment. So thank you so much for connecting and engaging. So bravo to you.
We have to thank our website.
Yeah.
Yes. Manny Corosada.
Yes,
who is our
yes, yes.
website social media producer.
Yes.
Thank you, Manny.
Thank you so much.
That's great.
This microphone.
Yeah.
So, the purpose of us introducing that CNN clip, 2 years ago, on our website is a pair of boots. And those boots are significant for the fact that God has blessed us to have this show because of a pair of boots that I walked into, and it became a vision of what we are doing right now. The boots are significant for soldiers that have worn them in battle, in missions, and whatever. And so I came back and told Cliff about the feeling that I had, and I praise God for it, because it truly has given me a voice that I have no way of describing the passion that I have for the gratitude that I now feel. And so, having said all that, Cliff and I started this program, created it, and started it 2 years ago. And we did it, designed it, organized, and structured it to become a platform that veterans, armed force service members, and family members could speak truth to their voice regarding their concerns, regarding their issues, regarding their pains, regarding what they want in terms of law and how they feel it directly affects their life. So in doing that, I was introduced to Manny, who is brilliant. I mean, seriously, he takes your words and he creates, and it becomes like a Picasso of a painting. So I said, Manny, we need a website where veterans, armed force service members, and family members know that they are connected, they are appreciated, they are celebrated, they are honored. So I told him start with a pair of boots because that's how it started. And from there, the website, if you guys would like to go there with us right now, www.americasercashg.org. So if you click on that, it is so user friendly. It is so easily to connect and engage and get information and resources regarding why we sit here every Saturday, which is to give you the information, the resources, and the referrals you need for you to then make an educated decision based on your life. Not what someone is telling you, but based on your own decisions, based on the information that you have received. So, Sean,
Great, yeah,
yeah,
that's great.
yeah. So,
Congratulations, Glenda.
well, no, it's not me because
Well, it's all of us, but you pushed this, so congratulations
I'll say-
and honor.
well, thank you.
Yes.
Yes. So
Sean
Manny,
yeah, I thought Sean.
well, Sean and Manny.
Yeah, Manny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the website, I think, it took a lot of hard work on Manny's part to put this together, but the key thing is with the website is that it has to be a hub for veterans to get information. So when you have veterans sitting at home and they're looking for a benefit, they're looking for a way to connect to the things that they've served for, the things that were in their contracts that they came out of the military expecting to get. This is a way for them to get access to the jobs, to the benefits, to the financial resources and things of that nature that can help them empower their lives. And because one of the things we want to make sure we do is that we respect and honor the veterans who served our country. And like Glenda said, the boots symbolize that hard road that was marched in those boots. So once we get this fully together as far as getting all of the help from the community, that's what's going to take to really get this to the next level. We need the people from the veteran community to reach out to us, people that are LGBT, people that are in the disabled community, people that are women, everyone to reach out to the West and through the website to actually put what you want and some of the things in your feedback into these different categories. Mm-hmm. So we talk about medical wellness, we talk about finance, we talk about entertainment, business. A lot of veterans want to become business owners. We have jobs, things of that nature that are helping people empower their lives and actually become more productive citizens, and also, once again, get access to the benefits that they served for. Because there were certain things that a lot of people put on that uniform to receive, and we want to make sure the veterans get that, particularly when it comes to health and wellness. So when you go onto our site, we want to be a network and also a resource so that you can connect to other groups and VSOs and service groups across the country, as well as let us know on certain things in your community that's working for you. If there's programs you're taking advantage of that maybe other people don't know about, reach out to us and let us know about those programs so we can highlight those programs on our website and also talk about them on America's Heroes Group. The site is americashg.org. Beautiful site. Thanks again, Manny, for that. And once again, leave your feedback and look at our shows. We have all our shows, a lot of our shows actually on archive on americasheroesgroup.org. And we can also listen to your live broadcast like we're doing right now on Facebook Live.
So if you're on your phone, because there's different ways that you can use it from your laptop or your phone, if you're on our website, there are 3 lines to the right of our logo and our name. If you click on that, it allows you to then go into the different categories about us: audience, radio, outreach, network, media, donation, contact us. And if you click on the pluses that's to your right-hand side, it opens up different categories for you to have a comment, for you to share a story, for a suggestion. We're open to whatever you want to do, because once again, this is created. 40 million, 21.1 million are veterans. 20 million are family members. So we created this show. We created this website just for you to have a voice that is unfiltered, that is unsanitized, that's your voice. And we're not going to walk on eggshells. If that's how you feel, if that's what you're thinking, then we're going to produce it. So you have to participate. So you have to come to the website and let us know what you want. So as we're moving forward, we can develop those programs and those shows just for you.
That's wonderful. Great comments from Glenda and of course also from Sean. And I hope everybody utilizes that, because that's what we want to do, and we certainly want to thank Manny Corosada, who is the website social media producer, who's done just a great job for
Yes,
us.
he has.
Yeah.
The website is engaging because he put audio, he has video, he has, it's movement, it's just, it's very, very attractive, but it's user friendly. It's simple clicks and the information is right there in front of you. So.
Right. And the key thing is to keep in mind, we also want to make sure that we connect veterans to the benefits, so that when you go to the site, it's an easy search to find access to things that you're looking for. Because one of the things that plague the veteran community is that it's so hard to find the benefits that you're eligible for. There's a book that comes out every year that's like 500 pages long of all the benefits you're supposed to get. And trying to activate and get access to these benefits it's a maze and a confusing ordeal for a lot of people, particularly when it comes to healthcare.
You know, you all have given us some great information about this. This is wonderful. But also, Sean, one thing you always say at the end of the show, there's another way of reaching us relative to people who need help. You just want to mention that now, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you go onto America's Heroes, americashg.org, our new website, you can leave comments and questions on that site. You can also reach out to us on Facebook and Twitter.
And Instagram.
And Instagram. So when you reach out to those sites, you can post comments, and also look at some of the stories we're covering, and also let us know about some of the things that you're covering, so that way we can go out and show the community, the veteran community, about those great things that organizations around the country are doing for our veterans.
That's great.
Yes, and so to contact any one of us or Manny, go to our Contact Us page, and the information is there regarding our office space, regarding our website, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or how to contact Manny if you want him to do some work for you or have some questions regarding websites.
Did you give the office number, Sean?
The office number is
Yeah, in case somebody.
803.
312-2618.
There you go.
America's Heroes Group. Yes.
Okay, does that cover it? I think so.
Basically, well, Anesta, what do you have to say?
Am I on the,
Yeah.
You just need a light. No, I was, looking at the website.
And what do you
This is
think?
great. No, I think it's great. It's great that you have all this information. It's so handy.
We, not
Of
me,
course,
we.
Yeah, we.
We're a
Well,
team.
I'm saying that, oftentimes, as Sean was saying, a lot of times veterans just don't know where to look. And sometimes it gets very convoluted, and there's just too many tabs and too many places to look. And I notice how you have all the links here, so that all you have to do is go in, and whatever your concern is, or you can look at the various links, and easily, if you just hit it, and that it connects you to that
What Sean did, that
particular
I gave him
area.
full credit for that.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
great. I
he did
mean,
a great job of that.
whether it's housing or financial matters or legal matters or whatever it is, so it's just very convenient for everybody.
Okay, this is
Okay.
how we break it down.
Yeah,
Manny constructed, designed, and did everything. Sean added the
Some
content
content.
for the
Right.
community outreach,
Yeah.
and I approved it. Bam!
And we are gonna take a break.
bam.
Bam! Okay, baby, you on?
Very good, guys.
Yeah. Come on, baby, we got 2 minutes. I gotta get you situated. Manny, you were supposed to sit down and talk, but do your thing. It's okay, we're gonna keep it real. It's okay. Okay. You're so welcome. You need him. Thank you for being back in front of the camera. Okay, do me a favor, put your headphones on for me so I can know that you can hear everything. Okay. Keep it moving. You can talk, it's okay. We're real here. Can you hear? I can hear it here. Okay. When you start talking, we come back. Take it off for me. Take it off for me. Take it off. When we come back from commercial is when you put them on. I need you to keep your mouth at least 2 inches to the microphone. Okay. So that the callers can hear you really well. Okay. The audience. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mwah.
You said you sent Chuck a message, right?
I
Yeah,
did.
okay. Make sure we mention it.
Don't take that.
Don't take it?
No.
Okay. Why does he keep calling you?
Relax. Relax. No, that's why he just does that every week. It's okay.
Yeah, so,
I don't know, I can't answer that, 'cause I don't know.
No, is there a reason why you don't take his call?
Because he's angry, he's negative, he's always acting like last week. You took the call.
Yeah.
Not last week, week before. Why do we have something he said and you said because we need protection? That's why we have an art or something. It just, no. No. He's very disgruntled.
America's Heroes Group every last Saturday of the month for a buffet dinner at Rose Place, starting at 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. You can't think of a better place to eat on Saturday than
Where are the donations?
Huh?
Where are the donations?
It's on there.
It's at the top. It's at the top.
Huh?
Might be
Donations?
not, further up right there. Oh, yeah,
It
right
should
there.
be on the same, this word here. It needs to be.
That's your phone because on my phone it's together. There you go. Hello. Before you start complaining. Don't make me get on you in front of live Facebook people, okay? Okay, coming back live.
But how do you donate?
A little bit more because I need your mouth right here. You really need to stop.
And we are back. It's 4:33 on Saturday, September 29th. This is America's Heroes Group. I'm Cliff Kelley with our panelists Glenda Smith, Sean Claiborne, attorney Ernesto Borges, and our guest, Rochelle Crump. And we are so pleased to have her with us.
Woo! Woman veteran! Woo!
Rochelle served in the United States Women's Army Corps. Remember that? The WAC. During the Vietnam era from 1971 to 73, was honorably discharged. Our guest retired from the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services on May 31st of this year, and the Chief of African American Services, where she was employed with the state of Illinois for nearly 15 years. During this tenure, she also served as an interim EEO officer, deputy director, and the ADA coordinator. In addition, Rochelle served as a liaison to the African American Advisory Council, liaison to the African American State Employment Plan, and the IDCFS Birth Parent Steering Committee and other important internal and external committees. Prior to her employment there, Rochelle was appointed in 2003 as an assistant director by Senate confirmation, making her the first woman and African American to serve in the executive staff of the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs since its inception in 1945. She began her veterans career in 1975 and resigned after 23 years of federal service with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. During this tenure, she served as a Veterans Service Officer, EEO Chair, and the Federal Women's Program Manager. And I could go on and on. If I did, we wouldn't have time to talk to her. Ms. Crump, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited about being here.
I gotta say one other thing though, because I was in the city council when Mayor Washington was there.
Yes.
And I gotta add this, in addition, after the 13 years on the Mayor's Veterans Advisory Council, first appointed by Mayor Washington. Yeah, she was elected to serve as director liaison back in the Chicago City Council Committee for the Advisory Council. She also served as board commissioner for the Chicago Commission on Human Relations.
Yeah.
You've done it all.
I feel like I have.
Yeah, that's right.
But tell us right now what you're currently doing.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm currently the president, and I'm also the founder of the National Women Veterans United. And we formed in 2005. Our organization is comprising of all military women, including the National Guard and Reserves, With all branches of service, enlisted and officers of different backgrounds. And basically, we're women who are on the same page of understanding that we have to have one voice and one vision. And that's what we adopted, including, it's never about one of us, it's about all of us. And that's how we stay together cohesively to address the issues for women veterans. And after 10 years, we were blessed to be able to open the only Women Veterans Center in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
And we
Great.
did that with a generous donation from the MacArthur Foundation, from their Holiday Staff Award. And we had an opportunity to do that within a year. So I just happened to be over by my church, St. Sabina. That's my pastor.
Who is on our board?
Yes, he is.
Right. So, and saw the vacant property there, you know, and said, you know, maybe this will do for now, because we had a year basically to get this thing going. You know, after I said 10 years, we've been working out of our cars, we had been working out of garages, meeting at different other organizations and places. And I asked a question, is now the time, and if not, when? You know, so we courageously and boldly, you know, went forward with doing that. Having no other grants at that particular time, we started donating our own funds, you know, investing in ourselves is what it was.
Great.
And, you know, since that time, I mean, we've grown, our membership is growing, our impact on women veterans are growing. And we were fortunate not long ago to get another grant for $125,000 from an Alabama foundation, and they found us. We didn't even
Yes.
find them.
Yes.
And that's God's intervention when
Yes.
someone comes to
Yeah.
your door
Yes.
looking for you, and then just think of this. We didn't even open the door at the time because we weren't there. So, and they found us. They,
Yeah.
you know, continuously
Because you're making a
sent
difference.
emails, you know, things like that. It was all to our website. You know, they were looking for another project. They had opened a clinic down in Carrollton, Georgia. They gave the VA $20 million to open an eye clinic for veterans in that community.
Good.
And so, you know, they've been going around doing some wonderful things for veterans. And so that was accomplished with us being a part of, you know, what they wanted to do. And so we're in the process now of relocating. We basically are upgrading some of our programs in order to reach out to more women, because we do, like the stand downs, we started the stand down for women veterans only. We started that back in 2010. No one else was meeting the needs for women veterans at those stand downs. And every once in a while, you see anywhere from like 800 to 900 of our male comrades standing out in line to get services. And then you would see little peaks of women along the line there, you know, and said, we need to do something different for women. You know, and I didn't like the fact that we standing outside. That's first of all. I didn't like that measure. And so we tried to do something different. We set it up where women could come inside. The first year that we did it like it was the Mardi Gras. We did beads. We let them sit down. We served food. We had services there for them. And we had clothing, new and used clothing, you know, purses, jewelry. I mean, just the whole thing for them. And they really enjoyed it. Each year it got bigger. More women started coming out. And then this year we served 119 women.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Bravo,
Yeah.
yes,
And
yes,
then it
yes.
gives you an opportunity also to engage directly with women to find out what their service needs are. And so we always do a pre and post survey with that, because we don't wanna just be that, that service to just give things away like raffles and things like that. We're more sincere about, okay, let's find out what the issues are here, and let's see if we can fix those things or make more resources available to you. And so that's what we did. We even housed a female veteran who was sleeping in her car with her dog. It was a big dog, and the dog was not yet a service dog because of the paperwork that she had to do. And so she was not gonna leave her dog. She didn't want to go to the shelter, and so she simply said, I'm going to sleep in my car, and she'd been sleeping in her car for over 2 months. She was in the process of receiving a HUD Dash voucher, but, you know, what I could not understand is, okay, if you're doing that, they should have been able to put you up somewhere until you got that voucher and you get program that will help her also until she actually gets housed.
Good.
So she did get the voucher, but now it's that thing where you've given me a list to find housing. So I'm already traumatized by one, sleeping in my car all these months with little resources, you know. She is a disabled veteran also. So, you know, when you look at those things and you know that there are great efforts, there's a lot of money out here being spent in the SFDF funding stream. There's other organizations that have come aboard to provide services to all veterans. Then how does one slip through the crack in, you know, instances like this? So those are some of the things that we're hoping that we can eventually fix.
Well, you're doing some great things, Ms. Crump. Have to ask you this, though, when you put, and thank goodness you could put the female veteran in a hotel, was she able to take the dog with her?
They took the dog and
Okay,
one,
that's
called a couple of them though.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they said,
that's
well, the
what I
dog
wanted
has
to
to
know.
be 36 inches, 36 long, and,
Yeah.
you know, and I was looking at that dog was a big dog. I was like, nobody gonna take care
I'm a
of
dog
that.
lover.
You know, are you?
Yeah,
Right.
oh, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and it's an older dog too,
Okay,
so
yeah.
she has some significant attachment to that dog. And so, and I understood that. I'm not necessarily a dog lover, but I do understand when something is yours and you have a deep root, you know, relationship with it or whatever, you wanna, you know, keep it.
Of course.
And so, you know, she wanted to keep her dog and, you know, I was okay with it, but we're gonna find some place to take you. So we got her in the hotel and
That's
it was
great.
not until afterwards when I checked to make sure that the other team that was coming in to pick up the payment, whether or not, and then first he said, "Are you talking about that lady with that dog?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah, right.
And then next thing I know, they had slapped $20 more a day on the rate. But I was
Because of
fine
the
with it
dog,
because of the
yeah.
dog. But it was okay, you know, because we understand, you know, there's pet fees and everything like that, you know. So it's just things that we have to do, and we have to be willing to go outside of the box to do it. And that's what's important. Everything cannot be black and white. Everything cannot be in the book. We have to use common sense about a lot of different things, you
Yes.
know.
You know, you've
So-
got a lot of, pardon me, yeah, you want to say something, Sean?
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask Ms. Crump, so what do you see as the breakdown with a lot of, the VA itself, that you have a lot of experience with the VA,
Yeah.
in getting these benefits to our vets? How do we, especially particularly when it comes to female issues?
Well, when it comes to female issues, first of all, they had to get over the longevity of not knowing what to do with us. That was the first thing. So now they're trying to catch up, you know, and things are still rolling along, you know, things are getting more high-tech every day. And so they're strictly trying to catch up with us. And then you have women who are resistant to certain things. They're not just gonna live anywhere, even though, you know, they may be in great need, but they still have pride, you know, and they still wanna be known as a woman. They don't wanna be, you know, it seems like everything, and I'm not gonna talk about neighborhoods, but what I'm gonna say is that every time they want to build a shelter, where do they build it and drop it? You know, not in my backyard is still a problem. You know, and we know that, so.
And it shouldn't be.
No,
because
it
we're talking
shouldn't
about
be.
veterans. I can see it for halfway houses and something, even though that's not right either. But this really, Ms. Crump really makes a difference, you know? Yeah.
Do a lot of these women
yeah.
have children? Do you see that a lot with veterans?
Oh, yes, absolutely, you know, all the time. And then, you know, we forget sometimes that they have families, and so we don't
Sure.
always, you know, go out and, you know, just solicitate for other benefits and resources for those who do have families. Childcare is some of the things that they, you know, talk about a lot of times, because some people live in different areas and they work in other areas, and then they might not have transportation. So, you know, it's a lot of issues that's still going on. I mean, it happens to other people who are not veterans as well, and we
Oh, sure.
recognize that,
Yeah.
you know. But it's just that special part of understanding how much they have given to this country
Absolutely.
that kind of changes the flavor of it, if you will,
Yes.
and makes people want to do more. And we
Right.
should want to do more.
You know, one thing, you have a lot of faith, because if you got an unsolicited invitation from some group in Alabama, I'd have been worried.
Yeah.
You know?
I
What?
mean, people change.
And
Well, I
I'm
think-
showing proof of it.
3 little Southern ladies came there and they stayed in our office for 3 hours. 3 hours. They were such a joy. I mean, we were laughing and crying.
How did they find out? How did they find out about you?
The website was one of them.
Okay.
You know, they saw the website. They were intentionally looking for women veterans. So I guess they Googled us. And so they found us. And then, like I said, you know, they reached out to us by phone. Couldn't reach us by phone. The office phone, my cell phone. Then I had unplugged the fax because I said, we don't need that line. Everybody's scanning now. So they couldn't get through by fax. And then finally they mailed a letter.
Wow.
They mailed a letter
Were
to us.
these ladies of color?
No, they were not.
I didn't think so.
No, and they were
That's right.
high-tech attorneys also.
Wow.
And they owned their own, you know, attorney.
What year was this?
This was just this year.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
you know,
wonderful.
after they left, I sent them, you know, nice letters and everything, thanking them for coming to meet with us and, you know, sharing their day and time with us and for understanding, you know, the plights of women veterans. And I did the whole 10 yards of what you do when you're grateful about someone paying attention to you.
Absolutely.
And
I'm glad you did.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did. And then I followed up with email. I did my newsletter. I put their picture on the front page with all of
Great.
us together. And then I sent it to her, and then she sent it back, and she said, "Be on the lookout for the official correspondence from the foundation."
Wow.
And so a week later, I got the letter. And the check was in the letter.
Wow.
I was like blown away.
I know you were.
No special delivery, no nothing. It's like just the
What's the
letter.
name of this foundation?
This is the Trinka Davis Foundation.
Wow.
Is this a
And,
veterans group?
No, it's not. And it was a woman by the name of Catherine Ryan who had a passion for veterans.
Okay.
And she passed away, and she wanted to make sure that her, you know, funds went towards veterans. And you know, we were just fortunate to be a part of that blessing.
You sure were.
And
Wow.
not only in the letter was the check, but there was also a pledge commitment for them to give us another $30,000 next year.
Yes.
And another $30,000 in 2020.
Yes,
You know,
bravo.
I mean, talk about a blessing,
Yes.
an unknown blessing, you
Absolutely,
know.
absolutely.
And, I mean, it was just a great feeling knowing that, you know, someone was listening to us.
Okay,
Someone
yeah.
was seeing our needs, you know, because like I said, we didn't have grants. We've had small grants. We've received like now it's 2 Pfizer grants to do diabetes, you know, awareness and prevention. So we're working on that also.
You know, I was surprised to hear, Ms. Crump, that you have the only women's veterans center in Illinois.
Yes, that's right. And one of few across the nation.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and you know, I'd like for you all to come out and visit our center too, because it's kind of like a museum. We capture our artifacts from the military, and then, you know, we also show all of us who basically served. Everyone has a picture in there and things like that, you know. So it's a place where women can come, and there's a common denomination there, no matter what branch you were in, you know, because we're all
Where's it
different
located?
branches. We're located at 7907 South Racine in Chicago, and that's 60620.
And that's why Father Flinker he's right down the street.
Yeah, he's right down the street.
And I think that's the significance of our platform, Rochelle, is to allow Democrats, Republicans, Independents, whoever want to come here as a guest, be it
Absolutely.
studio or call in, and share concerns regarding veterans,
Yes.
regarding armed force members, regarding family members.
Absolutely, and we are so excited about partnering with the America's Heroes Group.
Oh,
I mean, it is just, you know, it's overwhelming sometimes when you find those who, again, hear your cries, know what you're fighting, you know what I'm saying, and want to fight along with you because they understand.
Yeah.
So I want to thank each one of you.
I'm excited about working with you one-on-one,
Mm-hmm.
along with Terry Odom, who was our calling guest from last week.
Yeah.
She too has agreed to join us.
Oh, and that is wonderful.
Because what we're hearing is this show gives a true voice, organic voice,
Mhm.
to share their concerns.
Yes.
And so I'm looking forward to working with you and her regarding veteran women,
Yes.
which are the fastest growing demographics.
Yes, it is.
And so we're going to hold their feet to the fire. We're not gonna walk on eggshells, and we're gonna deliver.
Amen.
Bottom line.
Amen.
Uh-huh.
And you know, we don't forget those who made the ultimate sacrifice. We have a family from a Gold Star that we actually mentor her daughter. Her daughter was 2 years old when she was killed in Afghanistan, and that's Simone Robinson.
Wow.
And so we mentor her daughter. She's now 11 years old. And we're trying to teach her how to tell her mother's story. She didn't know her mother that well because she was only 2 years old, you know.
I saw
So that, yeah. And so, you know, once we get her in a position, this year was the first time she was able to even talk about it publicly. We do memorial ceremonies at the Dignity Memorial cemeteries, Oak Woods, Evergreen, Dalton, Oakland Memory Lane, and then now we go to Restville and we join the family at her gravesite to make sure that her daughter understands the significance of what she gave to this country. And when she looks in those books at school, she may not see her mother, but she's gonna have a vision in her head that her mom served this country and that we're not gonna take that in vain and we're not gonna let them forget it. So, you know, we do what we can to always make sure that we remember that family as well. And so we do the school supplies for her, and then we also partnered with Links Inc., another women's group.
Link, sure.
Yeah, and so they are helping us also. They're helping with school clothes and things like that. So, you know, we want to keep that family lifted up because every day is another day, but it's one day that you don't forget.
That's right.
And so, you know, it's still hard on a lot of those families. So we don't remember, you know, when you see faces, that's when you resonate with it. If you don't see faces, and I just tell you that there was over 400 and something women who died in Iraq and Afghanistan, well, you may miss that, you know what I'm saying? But if you look at all those pictures, and we've done like PowerPoint presentations where I show those faces and I show boots and things like that, because you have to understand it, you know, it's a great loss. And so those families still feel that.
The sacrifice that is made.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
May I ask you, you're doing what you do, you can probably have a better answer to this than most people. How many women are joining the service as compared to last year, year before? Is it growing or what?
Well, I
We
hear
different things.
I was just gonna say,
Yes,
I
yeah.
hear different version of it right now, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of the right now administration.
True.
I just have to be honest because
I
I
agree.
hear that also. But at first, you know, like a couple years ago, it was fast paced.
It was, that's why I was
growing.
asking,
It was
yeah.
growing. It had actually went up, you
Yeah.
know, and so now it's kind of slowing down a little bit, and that's male and female retention. And also recruitment is very hard for all branches right now, you know, and they're doing what they can, basically to rectify that problem, but, you know, it's a hard task. And so then you have those who
Sure
are like
is.
retiring out, you know, they may go back in later on because
Yeah.
they're still of age to do so, you
Sure,
know, and
after-
if they stay healthy.
After there's a new commander-in-chief.
That's right.
you know-
I mean, it's real, it's real.
I guess,
Yeah.
Ms. Crump, I guess one question, you know, right now, we don't have a lot of servicemen and women being killed in combat. I know sometimes that's a deterrent for
Well,
people to join, but I mean, don't people join for some of the benefits that they might get, educational benefits, loans, housing, getting loans for their homes? I don't see a lot, although we, you know, may not agree with the Commander-in-Chief right now and some of his policies, but why is there a decline in joining the armed services? I mean, I don't see a lot. We're at war. We're always going to be at some war somewhere, but it's so rare that anyone is killed nowadays or hurt
We
or
don't
injured.
hear about
Yeah.
those deaths.
We
We don't hear about those deaths.
No, and I'm surprised to see that 400 women died
Yeah.
in Afghanistan
And
and
it may
Iran.
be
I
a
didn't-
little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you follow the Department of Defense, their website, they list the casualties, you know, and they list them by days, you know, when they pass, and once they have identified the body and the families have been engaged and everything like that. So there's still casualties. There's still casualties.
I see.
One thing I've noticed when I talk to a lot of younger people that are coming out of college, and I just had a conversation with someone today whose father served, and his service deterred her from serving. Because she said that when her father came back from Vietnam, she didn't see him get the care, didn't see him get the benefits that he was entitled to. And so in her eyes, it's okay, well, you give so much of your life and your time. It's not just even about, for a lot of people, the fear of death. sometimes it's a fear of coming back with no legs or coming back with, you know, is your head gonna be right when you come back? That sometimes can be more traumatic and more of a fear than losing your life in the battlefield sometimes.
And you're absolutely right, you know, and let's not forget, they didn't get a parade either.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times,
Yeah.
you look at those who actually went into service right out of high school, and they trained to go to the battlefield, and they were on the battlefield within a year's time of coming out of high school. So imagine 18 years old, this is like in the World War II in Vietnam, and then they wound up on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And then they saw deaths. You know, it's almost like when they said women were not in combat. Well, if they're coming back in body bags and they came back from Afghanistan and Iraq, then where were they?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to ask that question too.
And women are in
Oh,
combat.
absolutely.
And I'm one who says they should be. Women will kick your ass. You know?
And they've
Listen,
proven themselves
as a well,
too.
yeah, I am more than happy to say.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned also, and you probably know this, Rochelle, the best thing if you want a career in the service is to get a congressional appointment to one of the military academies. The best known is West Point.
Absolutely.
There's 4,200 cadets there. Everybody wants to be the cadet captain, who was a black woman last year.
I know, yeah.
Which is,
Yeah.
the
They're
stuff she.
breaking the ceiling.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're breaking the ceiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
know.
have any problem with women in combat.
No, they
If you
don't.
wanna- No.
And they
No.
want to be there.
That's
They
right.
want to be tested.
Yeah.
They want to be
Let me ask you,
challenged.
do you have the breakdown of demographics of blacks versus whites versus Hispanics joining the service?
No, I
nowadays?
don't, but it is a
Yeah.
part of the records,
Yeah.
and that's part of the Department of Defense records as
Yeah.
well. So maybe the next time I'll be able to get that information to you.
Because one of the things I'm concerned about, it was, well, maybe not as much as women, but some of the criminal records that they have, some of the eligibility you have for joining the military.
Oh, absolutely, but you know, that's changing.
Yeah, I
Because
heard,
of
yeah.
the retention problems and the recruitment problem,
Mhm.
you heard that now they're changing some things.
Right, they're allowing people who may have had some even drug offenses
Yes.
to join. Previously,
Absolutely.
they did not allow
And
that.
that's a sign of desperation, and then you have to understand too, when they said that there was no draft, yeah, it would have been a draft if women hadn't have been in the military. Because there were so many women in the military at the time of need, then they didn't have to really do a draft.
You have been a fantastic guest.
Well, thank you so much for having me, I
Thank you for
appreciate
coming
it.
in.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming
and
in.
I'm certainly, again, so happy to be a part of this partnership, thank you.
so much.
Thank you, and
Thank
not
you.
only that, she's gonna become a regular panelist on the show.
Great, would you
Yes.
give us the,
Absolutely. Regarding any questions of affordable housing, social service, wellness care per our website, please feel free to call 312-803-2618. America's Heroes Group is located at 155 North Wiper Drive, Suite 4250. Sean, social media.
And also don't forget to look at our new website, www.americashg.org, and you can see us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube.
Yes, and thank you to our technical producer, Isaac Taylor.
and the buffet dinner tonight?
Oh, yes, please, you all join us at Pearl's Place at 6 o'clock for a buffet dinner. All you can eat, $20 per person. Please let us come out and meet you. We will love to just hug you, talk to you, and just see what you're thinking about the show. Please meet us at Pearl's Place. Yes,
Thanks, everybody.
3901 South Michigan.
Be safe.
Woo, good show.
You're great.
It's over.
Thank you so much for having me, I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes.